don't seem to notice us at all. Couldn't you call? They haven't got a car. They're looking at us. What effrontery! They're approaching, that's very forward of them. Let us preserve a dignified silence. Certainly, it's the only thing to do now. This dignified silence seems to produce a most unpleasant effect. Very awful one. We will not be the first to speak. Certainly not. Mr. Worthing! Something very particular to ask you. Much depends on your reply. Gwendolyn, your common sense is invaluable. Mr. Moncrief, kindly answer me the following question. Why did you pretend to be my guardian's brother?
In order that I might have the opportunity of meeting you.
That certainly seems a satisfactory explanation, does it not? Yes, dear, if you can believe him. I don't. That's the wonderful beauty of his answer. True. In matters of grave importance, style, not sincerity. Mr. Worthing! What explanation can you offer to me for pretending to have a brother? Was it in order that you might have an opportunity of coming up to town to visit me as often as possible?
Can you doubt it, Miss Fairfax?
I have the gravest doubts upon the subject, but I intend to crush them. This is not the moment for German skepticism. Their answers appear to be quite satisfactory, especially Mr. Worthing's. I am more than content with what Mr. Moncrief said. His voice alone inspires one with absolute credulity. Then you think we should forgive them? Yes. I mean, no. True. I had forgotten. There are principles at stake which one cannot surrender. Which of us should tell them? The task is not a pleasant one. Could we not both speak at the same time? An excellent idea. I nearly always speak at the same time as other people. Will you take the time from me? Certainly. Your Christian names are still an insuperable barrier. That is all.
Our Christian names? Is that all? But we are going to be christened this afternoon.
For my sake, you're prepared to do this terrible thing.
I am.
Please me, you are ready to face this fearful ordeal.
I am.
How absurd to talk of the equality of the sexes. Where questions of self-sacrifice are concerned, men are infinitely beyond us.
We are.
Physical courage, which we women know absolutely nothing.
Darling.
Lady Brockman.
Gwendolyn! What does this mean?
Merely that I am engaged to Mr. Worthing, Mamma.
Come here! Sit down! Sit down immediately! Hesitation of any kind is a sign of mental decay in the young, of physical weakness in the old. Apprised, sir, of my daughter's sudden flight by her proximate by the means of a small curb, I followed her at once by a baggage train. Unhappy mother is, I'm glad to say, under the impression that she is attending a more than usually lengthy lecture on the University Extension Scheme on the influence of a permanent income on thought. I do not propose to undeceive him. Indeed, I have never undeceived him on any question. But you will of course understand that all communication between yourself and my daughter must cease immediately from this moment. On this point, as indeed on all points, I am firm. You are nothing of the kind, sir. And now, as regards Algernon. Algernon!
Yes, Augusta.
Might I ask, if it is in this house that your invalid friend, Mr. Bunbury, resides?
Oh, no. Bunbury doesn't live here. Bunbury's somewhere else at present. In fact, poor Bunbury is dead.
Dead? When did he die? His death must have been extraordinarily sudden.
Oh, I killed Bunbury this afternoon. I mean, poor Bunbury died.
What did he die of?
Bunbury? Oh, he was quite exploded.
Exploded! Was he the victim of a revolutionary outrage? I was not aware that Mr. Bunbury was interested in social legislation. If so, he is well punished for his morbidity.
My dear Aunt Augusta, I mean that he was found out. The doctors found out that poor Bunbury could not live. That is what I mean. So Bunbury died.
He seems to have great confidence in the opinion of his physicians. I am glad, however, that at the last he made up his mind to some definite course of action and acted on the proper medical advice. And now that we have finally got rid of this Mr. Bunbury, I would like to ask Mr. Irving, who was that young person whose hand my nephew Algernon is now holding in what seems to me a particularly unnecessary manner?
That lady is Miss Cecily Cardew, my ward.
I am engaged to be married to Cecily, Aunt Augusta.
I beg your pardon.
Mr. Moncrief and I are engaged to be married, Lady Bracknell.
I do not know if there is anything particularly interesting about the air in this particular part of Hertfordshire, but the number of engagements that goes on seems to me to be well above the proper average that statistics has laid down for our guidance. I believe some preliminary inquiry on my part would not be out of place. Mr. Worthing, is Miss Cardew at all connected with any of the larger railway stations in London? I merely desire information. Until yesterday, I was not aware that there were any families or persons whose origin was a terminus.
Miss Cardew is the granddaughter of the late Mr. Thomas Cardew of 149 Grosvenor Square, SW, Gervais Park, Dorking, Surrey, and Sterling Whiteshire, NB.
That is not unsatisfactory. 3 addresses always inspires confidence, even in tradesmen. But what proof have I of their authenticity?
I have carefully preserved the fortified period. They are open to your inspection, Lady Bracknell.
I have known strange errors in that publication.
Miss Cardew's family solicitors are Messrs. Mark B, and Mark B.
Markby, and Markby. A firm at the very highest position in their profession. Indeed, I am told that one of the Mr. Markbys is often to be seen at dinner parties. So far, I am satisfied.
How extremely kind of you, Lady Bracknell. I have also in my possession, you will be pleased to hear, certificates of Miss Cardew's birth, baptism, whooping cough, registration, vaccination, confirmation, and the measles, both the German and the English variety.
A life crowded with incident, I see. Although perhaps somewhat too exciting for a young girl. I am not myself in favour of premature experiences. Come, Gwendolen, the time arrives for our departure. As a matter of form, Mr. Worthing, I suppose I had better ask if Miss Cardew has any little fortune.
About £130,000 a month. That is all. Goodbye, Lady Bracknell. So pleased to have seen you.
A moment, Mr. Worthing. 130,000 £1,000. And in the funds. Miss Carden seems to me a most attractive young lady. There are far too many young people of the day who have no real solid qualities, only the qualities that last and improve with time. We live